Traps, invented like 200,000 years ago when a hunter made the first ever trap with a rock, a stick, some rope, and some bait, and used these things to crush a wild boar's skull or some shit. All traps throughout history utilize the same basic principle. You get presented with one thing, and then boom, you get something completely different. Oh, look at this normal patch of ground covered in leaves. Boom, now you're in an 8-foot deep hole filled with snakes. Look at this delicious appealing cupcake. Boom, now you've got a bear trap crushing your forearm, you get jumped by the entire enemy team, and now you're 0-7-2, just blatantly inting. Just uninstall the game. A girl tells you her 6'4", 260 pound, 7% body fat boyfriend is out of town, so you go over to play your role in this already very unstable relationship, and boom, midway through your salami shuffle, you hear that big-ass nigga come through the front door, and now you have a choice to make. Either you finish what you're doing and get one final nut bust before your head is ripped clean off, or you dip out through the window butt-ass naked and hope this collection of perfect athletic genetics decides you're not worth chasing today. Now, utilizing this bait-and-switch method, a fringe group of the gay community who preach strict heterophobia has begun mass-producing their own traps to be used against the degenerate hets. And they call these traps, traps. That's kind of on the nose. Aren't gay people supposed to be like the creative type? Whatever. So let's say you're at the bar and you see this solid 8.6 out of 10. Now you've been watching a shitload of YouTube pickup artists, so you know exactly how to approach this situation. After you put the moves on, you take her back to your place, and you watch whatever stupid ass show she wants to watch. Doesn't really matter anyway. At this point, things start getting real PG-13 up in this bitch. There's a lot of hand-holding and general physical contact. It's fucking gross. And just as things are starting to get R-rated, she rips off her wig to reveal that she's actually a man. He then throws chili pepper in your face, brands you with a rainbow flag, and steals your Sega Dreamcast as he runs out of your house screaming that you're gay. But are you really? This is a question that has been plaguing the greatest thinkers of our modern era. Are traps gay? Since these great minds have so far been unable to reach a consensus, you're probably wondering if I even have what it takes to reach an answer that can be accepted by all. Well, obviously I don't, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't mean I can't try to reach an answer. I mean, I've got nothing better to do anyway, so why not? Before I actually try to answer this question, we have to break it down and uncover what it's really asking. There's a lot of nuance in this 3-word question, and I need to strip away as much as possible in order to snugly fit in my own personal bias. There are 5 big components that need to be addressed before we can actually answer this question. They are, what is a trap? What does it mean to be gay? What does the word "are" mean? Who is the subject of the question? And why is this question even being asked? Honestly, who gives a fuck? So let's take a look at these sub-questions in order from easiest to most difficult to answer. First, what does it mean to be gay? From what little knowledge I have on the English language, I know that gay has 3 generally accepted definitions. Number 1, being homosexual. You know, being attracted to or having some lewd relations with a person or persons of the same sex. Number 2, gay but spelled G-A. This is a derogatory term used to refer to one of the most oppressed races on earth, gamers. And number 3, gay as a term used to refer to someone who's better than you. Because if you've ever won a match in any fighting game online, odds are you've been called this once or twice. We're going with number 1 in this case. Next up, why is this question even being asked? Honestly, who gives a fuck? While you, a normal functioning human being with goals, relationships, and a life, may not care, the question has become a popular point of debate within groups of people who spend their time shitposting and arguing about things that don't matter. I mean internet culture, it's popular within internet culture. Another reason as to why this question has become so popular is due to the fact that traps have been normalized within our culture, due in large part to a certain form of media. This being a foreign media, often looked down upon by those who don't partake in it, sometimes even looked down upon by those who do partake in it, and generally appeals to the disenfranchised youth who inhabit the internet. This form of media is hip-hop music, specifically trap music. Trap music began in 1989 with Tone Loc's Funky Cold Medina, but didn't explode in popularity until the 2010s with artists like Waka Flocka, Fetty Wap, Migos, Gucci Mane, and Lil B. Thank you, based god! Trap music explores themes related to, and even idolizes traps. Fetty Wap's Trap Queen, for instance, is about a trap so convincing they've been given the title of Queen. Many artists refer to the act of trapping, which is literally just someone who is currently in the act of being a trap, and you've probably heard a few artists mention a trap house, which is simply a living arrangement which multiple traps share, like the shared house with all those people being held prisoner by RuPaul. Next, who is the subject of the question? Odds are when you hear the question, are traps gay, you put yourself as the subject of the question, like the self-centered, narcissistic, overinflated, self-worth having egotist that you are. But for people who can actually, read, they know that grammatically, the subject of the question is the trap themselves. Technically, the question is asking, are the traps attempting to entrap you gay? So there's 2 possible subjects of the question. the technically correct trap themselves, or the technically incorrect person being asked the question. Despite not being technically correct, we are going with the second option here. Fourth, what does the word R mean? Well, R is a unit of measurement equal to 100 square meters. It's also a type of moth. It's also a verb used to show that a thing is something. For example, you are gay. You can also use it as an acronym. The Arab Republic of Egypt, Autonomous Rectal Eviscerator, or Architect Registration Examination. One of these is bound to be correct, so I don't know, let's go with this one. And finally, what is a trap? Generally speaking, a trap is a person whose appearance doesn't quite line up with the sex they were awarded through the genetic lottery. However, there is some gray area as to what does and doesn't constitute someone being a trap. For example, does it matter what their sexuality is? Is trap just an identity they place on themselves, or is it a label given to them by other people? If a man with the appearance of a woman is a trap, then is a woman with the appearance of a man a reverse trap? Are reverse traps real, or are they just traps? Does it matter if they identify as a man or a woman? If you have someone who's biologically male but they identify as a woman, and they have the appearance of a woman, would that make it more or less gay? What if their penis is really feminine? Okay, quick aside. With the in-depth research I've been doing across 3 Google searches and 0 peer-reviewed papers, I keep running into the term feminine penis. That is to say, liking traps isn't gay if their penis is exceptionally feminine. This doesn't make sense to me. It's like saying hot ice. Although I suppose icy hot exists, so anything is possible, I guess. Let's reasonably analyze if a penis can be feminine. What are the traits that generally make up the idea of femininity? Beauty, gentleness, empathy, passive aggression, manipulative, sensitivity, delicacy, and patience. So, do penises have these qualities? Starting with beauty. This is pretty subjective, but I have never ever, not once, heard someone describe a penis as beautiful. I remember the first time I made eye contact with my penis, I was so startled I couldn't sleep for like 4 days. This is a big no. Gentleness really depends on the wielder. Empathy. From personal experience, my penis doesn't even care about my well-being, let alone anyone else's. Passive aggression. If a penis ever gets aggressive, it is usually very, very active aggression. Manipulative. 100%. Penises manipulate their wielders to do all manner of stupid, unforgivable things all the time. Sensitivity. Another big yes. Delicacy. I can't speak from personal experience, but from what I've heard, the opinions on this are mostly neutral, not a single positive, and a handful of negative. So I would say no, the taste is probably not good enough to be considered a delicacy. Patience. Absolutely not. Anyone with any experience with a penis knows that patience is definitely not one of their virtues. They're trying to do what they came to do as fast as possible and then leave. So no, penises do not have enough feminine qualities to be considered feminine. Clearly, there's a lot of gray area when it comes to who is and who isn't considered a trap. Personally, my idea of a trap is this. Biologically/physically male, identifies as a man, but has a womanly appearance. Or vice versa, but let's keep this simple. Now, would a quote-unquote heterosexual man being attracted to this trap upon first seeing them be gay? No, I don't think so. Because they look at them and they think, hey, that looks like a cute girl. I like cute girls. I am attracted to this person who I think is a cute girl. Now, if they find out this cute girl has a penis and they're still attracted to them, then that's gay.
What if it's like a really
It's
gross
gay!
penis?
If this allegedly heterosexual man has sex with this trap, well then that's 100% gay. I'm not sure how you could have sex with someone without knowing they're a man, unless you just clocked some dome from them and then left or some shit, but whatever. To answer the question, I would say no, being attracted to a trap is not gay, but yes, having sex with a trap is gay. But honestly, my opinion alone does not matter. As a Canadian, I know there's only one way to get a proper answer to a question, and that is through a census. So I sent letters to all 12 people I know explaining what a trap is and then asking them if they think traps are gay. I've tallied up the total responses, and here are the results. 1 no, 3 yeses, and 8 responses that were just some variation of never contact me again, or kill yourself, or just referring to me with some sort of hurtful racial epithet. So, if we eliminate the non-answers and then round up the majority of answers, we get a 100% response rate of yes, traps are gay, from the 12 people surveyed. Now, I know this is a small sample size, but if we extrapolate this data across everyone in Canada, we see a 100% yes response from all 36 million residents. I've taken one stats course in university, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to send these findings to Stats Canada so they can file this data away into their dossier of shit no one cares about, and ask for a job, because this whole statistics collection thing is a fucking breeze. And now, I'd like to give a shout out to some of my patrons. Ben, Buddy from the Rock Me Son, Cancer Cop, Citrus L Thrust, Cole, Damien, Daniel, Doffy, Magnum, Hooded Angel, Human Garbage, Juice Goose, Michael, Nathan, Nick, Nick F, Rain, Rodrigo, Sam, Samuel, Informed aka Sean, Sebasbob, Snackawoo, Snaby, Thugginator, Zachary, and Xander Cage. And now a word from some of my patrons. You know it's a bad day when you roll out of bed and miss the floor. The roof is not my son, but I will raise it. If you must cross a course cross cow across a crowded cow crossing, cross the cross course cow across the crowded... Fuck. If you must cross a course... Fuck. If you must cross a course cross cow across a crowded cow crossing, cross the cross course cow across the crowded cow crossing carefully. That was the hardest one yet. What the fuck is this? I don't speak this. Wir müssen die Existenz unserer Völker und ein Zukunft für Mulattenkinder sichern. Alright, I have to check out what this means. Oh, actually, I'm okay with this. Fuck dogs. Sometimes people look at me like I have a problem. Yeah, I do have a problem. It's called I can still fit through doorways. Mr. Informed, asking the important questions. Hey Joe Mike, if you're watching this, you're adopted. Just thought you should know. Why my pee-pee small? Happy birthday to my girlfriend Alexandria. I know this isn't the most romantic or conventional gift, but come on. Give me some points for being creative. I love you. I love you too, Alexandria. You are enough. What's with these fucking wholesome messages? Any nigga that says traps aren't gay is just a trap in disguise. Miffo likes traps. I don't know, man, just shout out nighttime television or something. Alright then, check out nighttime television on YouTube then, I guess. If the river runs red, take the dirt road instead. Shout out to my homie, the Debunking, baby! Hey! Xander Cage #1.